Recorded live at Carolla One Studios with Adam Carolla and board-certified physician and addiction medicine specialist, Dr. Drew Pinsky. You're listening to The Adam and Dr. Drew Show.
Yeah, get it on. Got to get it on the church. We got a mandate. You get it on. Dr. Drew's board first side. Herbalist. What's going on, man?
That I'm not, man. Oh, so much. I'm unfortunately, I guess I'm going to have to start with that shooting in Minnesota. Did you hear about that?
Just briefly as I was heading out.
But so some kid shot up.
Oh, look at you with no coaster, Drew.
Oh, right. I had it on here. I had it on this.
Weird hole in your game.
Yeah.
That stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
I was never raised with
okay.
No.
No, I wasn't.
I'll correct it.
My whole house was a coaster. We built our house out of coasters.
You want?
There's no. You think the Corollas? I don't know. My mom knows what a coaster is.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, she does. But you think we ever owned a? There's no coaster.
A lot of tea koozie talk, right? Or
no, cozy.
Cozy.
Let me explain something. In order to use coasters, you would need drinks,
right?
Beverages, things with ice,
yes,
cocktails, things of that nature.
Yes,
not in the Carolla house.
Yeah.
So anyway,
I'm at about 70%, and I'm good with the hot drinks. I'm bad with the cold.
Yeah, you have a thing where there's a hole in your thing, and you cannot stop certain things.
I'm better. I'm trying.
You're better. You're better, but it's weird for you because you operate at a high level.
Yeah.
And for instance, if you tape this show on a Monday, but it doesn't air until Thursday, and you did Gutfeld on Sunday, you'll always go yesterday, and then you'll catch yourself, and then it's worse than if you said nothing.
Exactly.
But the point is you can't correct that.
I can if I pay attention. I got to pay attention. I'm going to start with the coasters first.
Most people. Here's how most people work.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry with the coaster talk, but here's how most people work. If you say to them, and it's an everyday occurrence and has nothing to do with IQ, which is interesting to me, but maybe it's the ultimate IQ. Yeah. If you say to people, look, we're taping the show today, but it doesn't air until the following Monday, and so your special comes out Monday, so we're going to say coming out today. Okay?
Yes.
And then you go into the studio 5 minutes later. If you go, it's coming out today, they go, no, it's coming out till next Monday. It's like,
yes.
Okay, you can't do it then.
Yes,
I guess you can't do it.
Yeah.
And by the way, that is 91% of humanity. Cannot do it.
Yeah.
It's my roundup thing. They go, first flight leaves LAX at 7:14 in the morning. Then you land at 6:59, and I go, just say 8 and 7. Just say 7. Just do it, and they go, okay. Yeah. The next flight leaves at 12:01, and then that lands at 5:57 and 3/4. And you're like, okay, you can't. I guess you can't. You can't do this thing. Yeah. What's a really weird example of that?
Tell me.
Sorry, I'm fired up, but it's something I'm very interested in. When I used to play pickup football, you'd get in the huddle and you'd go, listen, Bob, run straight 10 yards out, then break hard to the left. I'm going to roll to the left, and I'll roll out and I'll hit you 10 yards deep. 10, up, out, break hard, 10 yards. Ready, break. As you're rolling to the left, you see the guy's back just running to the end zone.
Yeah.
And then you come back to the huddle. They go, what happened? And they go, yeah, I don't know. And it's like, what? The huddle was 14 seconds before the ball was snapped. You couldn't, I don't know.
It is interesting.
And people's answer is sort of with it. It's like, well, I was running down the field. The guy was shading me to the inside. So I broke to the post on the right. And it's like, yeah, but how would any of that work? How would it work? Do you know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. And the answer is just, I don't know. And then when you say to someone, I just told you to round up. Why aren't you rounding up? They go, I don't know. It's a weird, they almost don't have dominion over themselves in certain regard.
Oh, for sure.
Which is weird, it's like you're being, would you have a parasite or something in you, calling the shots? You don't have that dominion. They can't do it.
Yeah. Well, it's the layers of motivational sort of structures. You know what I mean?
Every time I say to someone, goes, you go down the PCH. I go, just say PCH.
Yeah.
It's not the PCH. You go down to PCH. I go, just say PCH. It's just PCH.
Yeah. Patterns.
The PCH.
That's
I go,
patterns.
don't stop saying the. It's not the. It's just PCH. But I don't know. I got told a million years ago that it was not Louisville. I go, people from there, they go, Louisville. I go, okay. Done.
Yeah.
Now we're done. We're done because you told me.
Yeah.
What?
I'm still trying to figure
By
out
the way,
football
why
thing.
am I telling people from Kentucky how to pronounce Louisville?
Right.
Why am I saying it's Louisville? Because that's the PCH. Like, don't do it.
Maybe there's something in this because, when people look at the word and they're reading it, they say to themselves Louisville, and so it comes out Louisville. You're not encumbered by reading.
I'm not burdened.
I'm wondering if that's
the written word. No, it's true.
I'm wondering if that's it because I was thinking about that with the timing thing too in the airplanes. They're reading 12:01 it leaves. They're not thinking. They're just reading. What they're reading is coming out their mouth.
It is a double-edged sword because I would say I got a hernia surgery. Right, because and people go, it's just hernia surgery. And I go, okay, I've never read it, but people always say a hernia.
Yeah.
A hernia.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know why we say, they're saying
a hernia. Yeah.
A hernia, but I'm hearing a hernia.
Right.
Because they don't do a hernia, they do a hernia.
Right.
Which now I go, a hernia. And people are going, it's called hernia. And I go, no,
it
it's
sounds
a
like
hernia.
Hernia. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why no one says a hernia. But anyway. All right, so you were saying about Minnesota. Encumbrances are okay, but here's what I'm saying. People should spend less time arguing about why they should say the PCH.
Yes.
And more time changing to modifying to saying PCH, not the PCH.
Yes. There's a couple of ATP you have to be burned to do that, though. People aren't willing to do it.
There's a very strange phenomenon, which is It's endemic, by the way. Everyone who lives here moved here from somewhere else.
Yeah.
So they all say the PCH.
Yeah.
And then I go, I've lived here my whole life, and everyone who lives here calls it PCH. And then they go, well, you say the 405. I go, okay. By the way, you can talk all you want about other examples of the in front of something. I'm saying people who live here say it this way. I'm not saying why, and I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying if you don't want to be mistaken for someone who doesn't live here, then don't say the piece, and it's undoable. Can't do it. No, I've talked to 100 people. They won't do it.
Do we say the Pacific Coast Highway? Do we?
Nobody's ever said, okay.
I'm just curious. Somehow they heard that first and they folded it in.
No, because what they do is someone goes, you take the 134, take the 134 to the 405, take the 405 to the 10, and on to PCH.
Yeah.
And then they, from Missouri, goes, I take the 405 to the 10 to the PCH. And I'm just telling you that's not what people say. Now, there are many examples of that in life. There are just many examples.
Yeah, but each are kind of different.
And you can take my word for it.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I've been here for 60 years, so
now I'm
just
afraid,
take my word for it.
But now I'm having a weird reaction where I'm thinking to myself, well, now that pattern is in my head. So languages and patterning is kind of this thing. We have, and I've been, I've been working on French lately, and I've been dealing with the patterns with which they speak. No rationale for it. But that's just how they do it. It's just the patterns.
I get it. I've said Louisville from 0 to 33, and then somebody told me we say Louisville.
Yeah.
And then I went, okay.
Yeah.
And then that was the end of that.
Well, so I'm trying to figure out why can you adjust and other people have such trouble adjusting to these.
First off, I'm not dug into my retardation. I don't look at it as an attack. I don't argue with them.
Right.
Well, I turned on the news the other day, the Kentucky news, and I heard the newscaster say Louisville. So how about that? I don't argue with them.
But I'm not defensive about coasters.
You're not.
I'm defensive. I'm embarrassed about coasters.
No, you just have certain holes in your game, but you don't argue.
No, all right, because I'd like to correct it.
Well, the people, I would like to correct it too, and it's easily correctable. Somebody from the Louisville area told me it's Louisville, and I went, fine. Well, that was the end of that.
So it is kind of a memory thing, because from now on, I'm going to think about Louisville and coasters, and that's going to help me remember to get a coaster. You know what I mean?
Yes.
That's how memory works. So you have to have memory and motivation.
Well, okay.
You have to remember to do the coaching.
You cannot.
Okay, got it.
You cannot be fending off information.
No.
These people pick up a sword and a shield, and they get in that Spartan stance. You know what I mean? They're like circle.
Sophie, have you seen Sophie?
No.
From Dundee, Scotland.
No.
Oh, I'm gonna enlighten you today. This is gonna be a good day for me. Keep going. You get in that stance.
Why are you warding off information?
It's because of shame. I don't.
I get. Everyone has some shame involved.
Yeah.
With their world, but being told it's not Louisville, it's Louisville does not come close to any shaming process for me, or being told it's PCH, not the PCH. Right. That I don't know why that swerves into the lane of shame.
I'm really trying to figure this out. You were so ground down by your family and your educational experience that you were sort of beyond shame. You just want to get it right, you know?
Oh, well, I would like to be accurate, not sort of.
But you could be.
Well, first off, I don't want to be right in my head and wrong in the world.
But it'd be so easy for you to be embarrassed that you didn't know a hernia was a hernia. You could have been embarrassed, but you weren't because you're accustomed, I guess, to sort of being corrected or being adjusted. It's like I just want to get it right.
Look, I think it's a posture. I think there are people who have a posture, and the posture is like almost literally a posture. It's like literally, am I open?
Yep.
Or am I leaning forward and
Closed.
holding my shield
That's
up
right.
and making a fist? And the people that are leaning forward and making a fist, nothing breaks through. And it's not really a matter of the subjectality or the topic or anything. It's just you do not break through to me.
Yeah.
And it's so weird. And it'll just, I had an inane conversation with Mike August on the way in about hockey helmets. And now we're not talking about important subjects here. It's just, you cannot break through to me. We had a 10-minute argument about hockey helmets, right? Now, I don't know, maybe you know a fair bit about hockey. Andrew probably knows, he's a Flyers guy. So, and I don't. Hockey, for me, it's like sort of football, basketball, baseball. Hockey's way. I never owned hockey skates. I never knew anyone who played hockey. I knew one. Jeff Katz played hockey. Dave Sorensen. Two guys in my entire school. The school had no hockey team. We're poor. We're from the Valley. Hockey was like, had to buy skates and pay to go to a rink. I mean, no, there's impossible. Impossible. So Mike was doing something. We were talking about something. And he goes, "Oh, we'll put you in a hockey helmet." And I go, "Okay." And he goes, "Not one of the new big ones, but like the old time hockey helmet. The old time hockey helmet. You know, just right when they were going from no helmet to hockey helmet. Putting in one of those." And I said, "Well, there's just a hockey helmet, Mike. It's just like a hockey helmet." And he goes, "No, but like the old ones, like when they were transitioning from."
He's talking about before they put the face mask in front, right?
Well, this is where we get to it. I go, I don't. The old ones were just the same ones as they have now. They have a piece of plexi in front of them. Yeah. But he goes, no, now they're all big and whatever. I'm talking about the old ones, the CCP ones or whatever. I go, now, again, not a hockey expert, but I'm pretty good mentally. I was like, no, Mike, they just put regular, the other, the old time ones, that were different shape, whatever. And I go, I don't know how you're going to find this old time hockey helmet because it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
If I don't know what. Now, Mike's got a picture in his head.
Yes.
It's an incorrect
He's thinking
picture.
about a football, old-time football
I don't know.
helmet.
No, Mike knows football better than anyone.
No, but I think he's got like a leather football helmet on a hockey player.
He doesn't. This is where we get into trouble. We try to figure out what Mike's thinking. Okay. And then he goes, no. He goes, what did they, they used to, wear, what they used to wear back in the day. And I said, they wore pomade. That's what they wore. They wore their hair slicked back.
Yeah.
They didn't wear any helmet. Yeah. He goes, no, but like the smaller one, the smaller, just from back in the day. And I go, Mike, they had no helmet, and then they had a helmet, and that helmet much resembles the helmet they wear today. But there is a clear plexi thing. And he goes, yeah, it's got all the face shield and stuff on it. And I go, no, there's just a clear eye plexi thing. But the helmet looks the same. Yeah. And he goes, they don't have like a metal cage? And I go, well, in college, they do the metal cage, but I don't think they do the metal cage in pro. And this is where they go. This is where they all go. He goes, the goalie doesn't wear. And I go, okay, all right, Mike, you won. Thank you. I don't know what you're doing here or who you're talking to.
That's funny.
Oh, that's what they do,
yeah,
right?
It's good. Yeah.
That's how chicks argue, by the way. Yeah. Yes, I'm talking about the goalie going open-faced, Mike. That's what I'm saying. By the way, you don't think I know more about hockey head protection than you? I just fucking schooled you up. You don't think I know what the goalie... Okay, you went to the goalie. You told me they wore metal cage. I said, that's college. Yeah. Then you went to the goalie. And you think I'm going to be surprised by this morsel of information? You mean the goalies are now not going barefaced? Huh.
So funny.
All right, now what's he doing?
Oppositional.
He doesn't know what he's doing. He's arguing.
Yeah.
He's come up with a stupid premise, which no one knows what I don't know what he's talking about to this day. I then informed him that there is a thin wisp of plexiglass that covers the eyes, but it hardly gives the helmet a different look. And the helmet said, he goes, well, with the ear flap protection and stuff. And I go,
oh boy,
I don't.
Like they wore.
I don't.
Army helmet.
It's as best I can tell, with some modifications. It's basically the helmet that entered the league in 1979 with the plexi.
Am I getting it wrong? I feel like some guys occasionally put some metal on their face.
I would, and I'm not saying it doesn't exist. Okay, I'm just saying that's not what we're...
in my head, I see myself superimposing football a little bit, so as a way of understanding how somebody could think like that. That's all. Because football went from essentially nothing to leather.
Yeah, but Mike knows football very well.
Nobody's superimposing it on hockey.
Andrew, you know hockey. Could we make heads or tails of this one?
Yeah, in the pros, all you need to do is literally just wear the CCM helmet or the Bauer helmet. It's just a plastic helmet.
And has it always been the same? They've never.
I'm not asking you what the rule is. I'm asking you how much has it changed
from where they went from no helmet to helmet.
They just went from literally no helmet to helmet enforced. That's
but
it.
This he doesn't know what you're talking about. Then, all right, hold on, Andrew. You can't. You're talking about it. I don't know what you're talking about. You're not talking about this conversation.
No, I'm
same helmet. Same helmet. It's always been.
Helmet.
Same helmet. Same helmet. It's always been.
There you go. That's
you
it.
can elect to put on.
Stop. Right. So and it takes a long time with Andrew to get places, but eventually you end up there.
Yes.
All right. It's the same helmet. Yeah. So when he's telling me old timey helmet, not the full big new style one, I'm a babe in the woods. I just go, what do you mean old-timey helmet? I don't know what that helmet is. Because he has to get one. And I go, I don't know. But that's also a way of speaking that's a sort of... I think, here's what Mike is saying. We need to get you a helmet, just a basic helmet. It doesn't need the face guard on it. It doesn't have to be the highest tech. It can just be a basic hockey helmet.
Send him out to find the old-timey one. See what he does. See what he gets.
Yes, the old time. Anyway, so I'm explaining, and it takes us 20 minutes. And then at some point, we're talking about goalies. And then at that point, I go, yeah, Mike, that's what I'm talking about. Anyway, by the way, I'm in this conversation. What do you think I'm going to do? What would my response be? Even the goalies? Oh, well, Mike, you're right. They do wear face protection. I never thought of that. You are 100% correct. Or am I going to go, no shit, Sherlock? Yeah. That's not what we're talking about. Yeah. It's always weird when people...
It's a common thing, though.
I know, but people argue with me like I wasn't born or something. They go, you were the one who was yelling always about this. And I go, I've never brought that up.
Yeah.
And they go, you want it all the time. And I go, it's never come up.
I know.
And it's just like a weird... It's a weird... It's like a weird... Like, I would never say, Drew, you never stop talking about the Bay City Rollers because you never bring up the Bay City Rollers.
Right.
I would go to Andrew and I would go, this Drew, he claims he's mature and a physician, but he never stops talking about the Bay City Rollers. And then Andrew would go, really? And I'd go, yeah, he never stops talking. He doesn't even say Saturday. He spells it out.
That's how you create gossip.
He spells it out.
Gossip.
And then Andrew would go, huh, that's interesting. I didn't know that. But it doesn't work on you.
No.
Because you never talk about the Bay City Rollers.
No.
So why do people try that on me? That's the part I find interesting, right?
Yeah.
They tell me all the time, you said, you always, and I'm like, I was there, and I've never said that. But why are you trying it?
I can imagine at the beginning, but somebody that knows you.
They don't stop.
It would get tired.
They don't stop.
Get very tiresome.
They don't stop. All right, we'll take a quick break. Then you tell me about Minnesota.
All right.
Right after this.
Well, there's a lot of things that Hims cannot help with, but of course, if it's a performance issue in the bedroom, Hims has got you covered. Erectile dysfunction is something that many people experience, both when they're younger from anxiety and as we age. It's frankly ubiquitous after the age of 60. So everyone gets it. It's stressful. Here's the good news. Hims makes it simple. You don't need to go to a doctor's office or sit in a waiting room or run into your friends and ask why you're here. It's 2025, everybody. It's all done online. It's done with telehealth. Real licensed providers right there at your phone or on your laptop. And they have other options too, such as hard mints, sex RX, climax control stuff you may haven't heard of, but actually works when prescribed. And the telehealth visit, you can talk about that. And if you prefer generics, Hims has those as well, up to 95% cheaper than the named brands. And this is not some one-size-fits-all deal. It is care tailored to you for results that matter. Hims is your digital front door, gets you back to feeling like yourself without any awkward in-person visits. Shame, no longer an issue, and understanding this is a common biological problem. You should take care of it. There's no reason not to. Right, Daphne?
Start your free online visit today at hims.com/ADS. Find ED treatment that's up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/ADS. hims.com/ADS. Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products include compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription required. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
All right, we're going to have to save Sophie for next show.
Sophie. I'm going to write it down.
I look forward to introducing you to her. You're going to love her.
All right.
But this Minnesota thing is a wholly other topic. And, when I heard about it, and I don't know many details, it's actually early in the day on the day that this all is unfolding. And I heard about it. I thought, oh, here we go again, another psychotic youth. Somebody's parents were in denial and this kid posted a video. Can I share it with you?
Yeah.
Like a few seconds of it, because it was rather astonishing.
The kid who shot the place up.
Yep, allegedly.
What did he shoot up?
A church. There he is.
Got videos of him.
Guns and bombs.
Guns and
lots
bombs.
of guns and weapons. And there's a bomb. And those are magazines. And each one is inscribed with FU and this kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. And just really bizarre imagery, but not psychotic. I got to say, not psychotic per se.
He's got better penmanship than I do.
I know he's clearly has artistry.
Mm-hmm.
But here's a pistol, an automatic pistol, and an automatic weapon, and just tons and tons. Each, where is your God? Is it suck on this? Or is prescribed?
On the clips.
On the clips.
Yeah. So how old is this guy?
Do we know how old he is? They're gonna stop in a second. He'll tell us. I think he's like 15 or something.
Right.
Transgender, and I don't know which way. It makes me, if it's a female to male, it makes me worry about the effects of testosterone, frankly.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that thing.
Mm-hmm. Got a pistol.
Anyway, he talks about, hating everybody. But he's not wildly psychotic, right? He's not hallucinating. His language isn't loose. He's not going from idea to idea. He's cold-blooded in how he's looking at all these things. Mm-hmm. And I thought, this isn't psychiatric. This is the real deal shit. This is psychopathy. This is what people call evil. Mm-hmm. And I thought to myself, wow. So I think it's important for people to know, however you want, whatever word you want to use to apply to something like this, evil is a word that applies because it doesn't have a treatment. Social workers, in law enforcement are not going to be able to manage this guy. He is going to respond to nothing other than containment. And that kind of evil exists. And then social evil exists, the kind that is perpetrated in the name of doing good, like Mao did. I'm doing good. 60 million people die. Mm-hmm. So
early 20s, the guy was.
Early 20s. What weren't they sort of early high school or middle schoolers he went after, which is so odd.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so odd. Anyway, to me, this is, when people talk about evil as opposed to, I've been criticized over the years when I go, no, this guy's psychotic. He's manic. He's psychotic. That could have been treated. Or Adam Lanza, he was overtly psychotic. And do we know is this a he, him, or a she, her? Do we know the answer to that?
I can never figure any of that stuff out.
It looks like a he to her.
You sure?
Who knows?
Because the voice sounded a little more she to him.
Yeah. They're doing this thing now where they try not to publicize the shooter. So
yeah, of course.
Right. Well, if they're trans, if there's a white Christian guy, then yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's smart. That's how you solve problems.
Right.
Yeah.
So anyway, this is just a chilling chapter, but a really reminder that you need law enforcement. You need to deal with people like this very systematically, and it's not with tender loving care.
Yeah.
It's not with social workers.
Yeah.
And and how the parents allowed this kid. I don't know. He's cold-blooded enough. He might have done all this quietly without his parents knowing it. But if they knew or were participating in him getting guns, that's disastrous. But of course, he's an adult, right? He's 20-something.
He or she, whatever it is.
Yeah, whatever.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm very I'm a little disappointed in humanity, and that we have no idea what works, what doesn't work, and how things work, and it's scary to me.
Yes.
And it's also, it's like, okay, now the number one subject that everyone's talking about is crime. It's crime. It's Baltimore, it's Chicago, it's the inner cities. The Trump is sending National Guardsmen in D.C., carjackings and shootings and gang-related whatever. And now I might sort of send them to L.A. and what's going on in the inner city. And we got it under control. The Democrat thing is like, it's down 18% year over year or whatever. And it's like, but no one ever goes, who's committing the crime? What's going on? Okay, carjackings are down, but who's doing the carjacking? What's going on? Who is? I'd be curious who's committing the crime. That would be if I was just sent here from outer space, and someone would say, "Well, we got to get more National Guards because we get more guards people on there, then there's less carjacking and less shooting and less gang-related shootings." I'd go, "Okay, well, hold on. Who's in the gang? Who's doing the shooting? Who's doing the carjacking? What's going on here?" And then they'd go, well, we can't talk about that. And I'd go, well, I'd like to talk about that because I'd like to figure out what's going on here. Because I figure we could put National Guardsmen on every corner in the United States, on like every city in the United States. But we could also do a thing that you guys talk about all the time, which is root causes. Why don't we go look into that? And then they start calling you a racist at that point. But if this is almost exclusively being perpetrated by black men between the age of 13 and 19, then let's really drill down on that demographic and see what's going on. Because best I can tell, let's just do some math here. Are women doing the carjacking? Are they doing the violent crime? Are they doing this stuff? The answer is like, for the most part, no. Okay, well then let's get women off the table. What color women? Well, I don't care. If it's just women, then pull women out of the pot, And then what else? Are we talking about white dudes in their 40s? Like, no, they're not doing any of this. Okay, well then get them out of there too. Or we talk about Asians in their teens or whatever. It's like, nah, statistically, not a thing. All right, we talking about Jews. We're talking about Laotians. Like, what are we talking about? We're talking about African Americans. Like Nigerians? No, not Nigerians. No, they don't do this stuff. Why not? Well, they're into family and education.
Oh,
but I thought it was something about the police and fighting back against the police. No. Okay, so who's doing this? Okay, it's this group. Okay, I'm from outer space, but I got a plan. How about we focus on this group and try to figure out what the fuck is going on? What would make a 15-year-old black kid think it's a good idea to carjack somebody? It seems like a bad idea. It also seems like you'd be risking your future if you did that, but we've decided this is good. No, there's a whole infrastructure and scaffolding and politics and Democrat built up to support these people in their carjacking endeavors. And I'd go, well, what are they doing? That doesn't seem right. Should figure out what's going on. And then what goes on is broken families and dads and absentee dads and blah, blah, blah. And now here we are. Now they don't want to talk about this and that's it. But it seems we're having a national conversation about crime and about violent crime and about inner city violent crime and big city violent crime. Okay, that's a conversation. Should we try to figure out who's committing the crime, or do we just end the conversation on whether we have more police or more National Guardsmen or less, or we can take care of this ourselves? Is that, we just end it there? We don't get into who's committing the crime? In terms of solving problems, I don't think that's the way to go. But if it was an engineering issue, it wouldn't be the way to go either. It wouldn't be the way to go if you ran Ford and your F-150s were having some problems and being recalled. I think you'd want to kind of figure it out rather than yell at people who said their car didn't start or some version of that. In this case, you'd get called a racist.
Right.
But does anyone want to have this conversation, or are we just going to keep going? Yeah. Well, the Democrats have painted themselves into some fucked up, weird corner where that's who's committing all the crime. That's their constituency. That's the group they have to pretend to like, even though they never do anything for them. And that's the group whose votes they need. So they're never going to try to get to the root of the problem because they can't, because it's in their house. And they won't ever do that. So now we have a catch-22 kind of fundamental problem, which is we can argue over whether we need National Guardsmen, whether we don't need it, whether you guys have this under control, whether you don't have it under control. But you'll never look at the root problem because that's your constituency and you guys are race hustlers. And for some reason, that group, more so than any other group, will go along with this insane ruse to the grave. They don't care if nothing ever changes. They don't care if anything ever gets better. They don't care if all you do is talk. Meaning, if you had somebody, let's just say there was a person in one's life, and that person owed you money, and he said, I need that money back. And they said, you know what, this Friday, I'll get you that money back. And that Friday came and went.
Yeah.
Most people would go, what happened? And then they'd go, oh, you know what? Bank was closed next Friday. And then you go, okay, but next Friday, right? And then you go next Friday. And then they'd go the next Friday, there was no money, right? And then at some point they'd go, Monday. You'd go, this Monday? Monday. Just at the weekend, right? Yeah. Most people, after several years of that, would go, I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm out. Now, smarter groups get out faster. Smarter people go, that guy's never paying me back. Fuck that. Turn the page. Wasting time. Moving on. The blacks have been on this for 60 years. Nothing comes out the other end. But still, somehow, Maxine Waters can rally them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, Asians and Jews would go, this bitch, she's 85. She's never done a fucking thing she said. And our lot never got any better because of her, so we're out. But for some reason, especially the black female constituency, they can ride this thing in perpetuity. And somehow the Democrats know that. The dudes will fall off eventually, the dudes, and that's what you're seeing now. They've fallen off. They're like, look, you're not doing anything.
Couldn't they
us.
Become the leaders of making this assessment?
I don't know. See, the flaw with the whole thing is they need a leader.
I see them out there.
You don't need a leader. These guys, Maxine Waters is the leader with the black, and she doesn't do anything ever. They enrich themselves. That's it. And then they talk. And then they go back home to their mansion and you go back home to your shack. And that, what I'm saying is Asians don't do this. Asians go, if that guy doesn't pay me back in 2 weeks, I'm out.
Yeah.
And that's why they're able, and by the way, they go, fuck it. He's not doing anything for me. I got to get on for myself. That's how you have to think. All right. I'm going to be in Provo at the Dry Bar doing shows this Friday. And then Sunday, Torrance, by the way, that's this Sunday. And that's a place called Mom Said Yes, but it was formerly The End. First show sold out. We should put that up there. But the second show, still some tickets. What do you got, Drew?
See our streaming show on X at Dr. Drew.
So, till next time, Adam Carolla for Dr. Drew saying, mahalo.